We are talking about IT modernization. Bob Costello, I'm going to start with you. You've been over there, I think, 3 years. You had, over a decade's worth of technical debt. You've been on an absolute journey trying to get yourself up to sort of level, flat ground and above. I think you're at a point now where you're starting to rise above that. Give us a top line, the state of the state at CISA these days.
Sure, it's good to be here today, Luke. And yeah, it'll actually be 3 years and about 2 weeks. I'll admit there.
Congratulations.
Thank you. In the role. So yeah, you're right. We were picking up from actually probably closer to 15 or almost 20 years of some tech debt. So as you know, and maybe not all your audience knows, CISA was kind of formed of a bunch of different organizations at DHS, as many parts of DHS were when DHS was formed. So we came out of the largest group was called NPPD. We kind of broke out from headquarters about 5 years ago, going on 6 years. So like many parts of DHS, maybe in the 2008 timeframe, if you were to do that back timeline, I had a bunch of IT systems that didn't report to the CIO. Had grown up over 20 years from the formation of DHS or even our predecessor organizations. We inherited when DHS was formed some programs from the DoD that ended up here at CISA, and many of those programs just hadn't been modernized. So we spent the kind of I'm not good at sports analogies, but like the first year is kind of like a rebuilding year. Had a very small office, and then CISA had broken up the CIO, CISO, CTO functions and roles, which can work in some organizations, doesn't work in some parts of the government when all the authorities come through the CIO, which is the way it is at DHS. So we spent some time kind of reforming the units, doing a lot of hiring, getting people the right training. That was kind of year 1 and 2. Going into early year 2, we started building our new environments that we're migrating to today. So that's our big project right now. We're migrating the entire agency to purpose-built environments for CISA. We spent a lot of time building 3 operational cloud environments with our partners at Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. We're migrating our end user devices this year. And then in about the last year and a half, we took over about 50 systems and applications from across the rest of the agency and are now operating them in OCIO. So we went from a pretty small organization when I started, which I wasn't used to coming from larger parts of DHS. And now we're, running the agency's IT. We're part of the operations each day. We're now a 24/7 unit, where before we were mostly just a kind of daytime compliance office. So we've stood up, an operations center, service desk, application and systems monitoring. So it's been a whole kind of journey over about 3 years that's pretty transformational. So where we are in the next, 90 to 120 days is getting everyone migrated to those new environments, which, as everyone on the call knows, is really rough. Yet, I've yet to do an IT migration that didn't have some angry customers or bumps in the road. But we're pretty confident that we're going to be delivering a really model unit or model and enterprise environment for people to kind of emulate against. And we really want CISA's own environments to model the best practices and guidance that CISA itself publishes for the rest of the FSEB and our partners in the state, local, territorial, and tribal governments. So that's kind of where we are right now.